And now, a special presentation of the Monday Morning Show. With graphics and everything. It's the Monday Morning Show! Today is January 10th, 2020, and hello to you. My name's Ken LaSalle. I'm an author. Please buy my books. And now, on to other things. I think I should tell you before I begin that I wrote this podcast this morning at about 3 a.m. So we're both going to be rather surprised if it all works out. So, let's begin. For a podcast hosted by an author, you'd think there'd be more episodes about my writing. I thought I'd fix that this week and tell you about the world of Work of Art. Work of Art is a series of mine, and the first book in that series is presently available. It's called Work of Art, An Intention of Flowers. You'll get the title when you read the book. I just finished writing the first draft of the second book in the series, and though that title won't be released until 2021, next year, I really wanted to turn you on to this series. Because I'm very fond of these stories and these people, and I think you might like them as well. And so, without further ado, a brief look inside the world of Work of Art. It's Santa Ana, actually. My hometown, Santa Ana, California. That's it. That's all. No, seriously though. I can't tell you too much, of course. I don't want to ruin it for you. Okay, so here's what I want you to know. Work of Art is a series of books about artists and their art and their lives, and how their lives shape their art, and how their art shapes their lives. It's about being different. It's about being that kid who sketches, or the young poet, and the courage it takes to let anyone see what you've created. Work of Art is about how you define yourself, but not only how you define yourself, but what it means in your life, how that takes shape. It's about how art is the fulfillment of your values. You bring to life a world and an aesthetic and a story and a perception and so much more when you take that incredibly risky step of becoming an artist. And it may be a step that only you know about. And maybe that's okay. And maybe you want more. But it will always be yours. And you may hate it. And you may love it. Oftentimes, it's a mixture of both. I wrote and write Work of Art to connect that feeling of wonder that creating art creates to the reader, to applaud the artistic spirit however it may manifest itself. Also, artists confuse and beguile me. I'm one of them, and it shames me to admit I'm one of them. Dig this. This story actually begins with another book of mine, Heaven Enough. After a few people started asking me what happened next, I began wondering what a sequel would look like. And I realized the story was too big for one book, and so it became a series. And Heaven Enough had put my writing on a new level. I could feel it. I was playing a bigger house. And while the Heaven series had been unintentional, I decided it was time for me to begin writing for that larger stage. I wanted to write a series, or two. Two series. The first, of course, would be a sci-fi fantasy detective thriller series called The Breakthrough. And the first book in that series is Max Dedge in the Time of the Uniborg. And since that is a flight of fancy, if you will, I decided that the other series should be more down to earth. And then the inspiration came one day. I've told this story a few times, but it's a favorite because Vicky and I were driving over the old 6th Street Bridge in LA. Actually, it was called the 6th Street Viaduct, but who can remember that at 3 o'clock in the morning? And that viaduct used to go really high. And I looked out my car window, and far down below there's this parking lot with a flower painted right there on the lot. Now, when you read Work of Art and Intention of Flowers, and believe me, I am ashamed of such an obvious plug, but no kidding here, these books mean a lot to me, and I think you would probably like them too. By the way, Work of Art is going to be a 5-book series. You won't believe the places it goes, both geographically and emotionally. Mostly emotionally. And I should warn you that in addition to an ebook and paperback, an audiobook is available, read by yours truly. I'm going to be totally honest with you and tell you that I'm not 100% satisfied with my work on the audiobook, but I'm not going to pull a George Lucas. I'm just going to make the next one that much better, right? And that's it. That's my shameless plug. What else can I say? I've been tempted to do a podcast about Frank Sinatra. Not sure about that. But DC Home is coming back soon, right around the corner. If you missed season 1, you can listen to it here or pick up a copy of the collected episodes on Audible, iTunes, and wherever audiobooks are sold online. Okay, now that's it, honestly, so go on home. What? Oh, right. Be good to yourself, be kind to others. And I say these things at the end of each episode because I mean it. I totally believe it's possible. Let's make this world a better place. And there you have it. You've just survived another Ken LaSalle video. For more information about new releases, projects in the works, or even stuff from the archives, head on down to kenlasalle.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and all around social media, just as long as it's called Facebook or Twitter. Thanks for your support, as always. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, and I'll be back soon with more nonsense.